live right here from Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida for the RPS Marketing 200, the season opener of Season 5, Blazer Sim Racing AMSOIL Truck Series. I am Joshua Copernell. I'm joined by the Season 3 champion, Jonathan Parker. John, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Excited to see some plate racing. It's great to be back. It's been too long of an off season.
That it has been. It has been a long off season, and I'm excited. I am super excited for tonight's race. It's been a long time coming. I can't believe we're here finally. You know, this has been several weeks in the making, a lot of planning. And if you didn't just watch Fastlane, our podcast live, you didn't see the race, our qualifying races yesterday for a different league, the DI9 Designs and R Series, you may notice something different. We've got a new ticker. And that's not all the new things tonight. We've got a ton of new things for tonight, for 2024 as well. That I'm looking forward to. So right now, 39 drivers have taken a practice lap. 40 drivers are going to make the race, and we've got 42 in the session. So right now, 2 drivers are going to pack their bags, make the long trip back home that they don't want to have to make. John, how important?
Long trip to their bed.
Yeah. How important is qualifying going to be tonight? We talk about how it doesn't really matter. It's a plate race, right? It doesn't matter where you start. But with the fact that there are going to be 2 drivers that go home that don't race tonight, how important is it going to be?
Very crucial. You have to do all the little things right because, like you say, normally it doesn't really matter that much, especially in like the trucks or the next gen. Qualifying doesn't matter. It's so easy to move through the field. Xfinity is a different story, but it's just I'm gonna qualify like it's there's $100,000 on the line for that pole because you don't want to be one of the 2 people going home, especially if you're racing for the championship. You're full time. It's got to be a little nerve-wracking for those guys. I know it's only 2 people. It seems like the odds are on your side, but you hit the apron once or twice, that's your lap, and you're going to be one of the slowest guys out there, and it's very easy to do. So it's going to be a lap or 2 of full focus.
Now, Parker, you are one that... Okay. You are one that likes to go late. And now we have another entry, so it's going to be 3 DNQs. But you like to go late in qualifying. This track is kind of big. 5 minutes of qualifying. You really don't have the opportunity to go late. But are you going to wait just a little bit until you would go out there to qualify?
You know, it's funny you say that because usually at plate tracks, I'm the exact opposite. I just kind of go out there and get out of the way. Especially because the track's so big. So if I come up too early, get a black flag, and come back, and then just go out, and I can still get 2 laps in. But yeah, you're right. Usually everywhere else, I'll go out later. I like having a rabbit to chase, kind of just know what everyone's doing. But yeah, I would 100% as soon as that green flag drops, I would go right out on the racetrack and get my lap in.
All right, just a few seconds left in qualifying. So, John, who is your pick to win? Or I'm sorry, in practice, who is your pick to win?
Pick to win the race? Oh my God, there's so many people I want to choose. Well, I made this pick last year, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go with Jared Wilson. Guy's a great plate racer in every game I've ever played with him, and he's pretty good on the sim. There, Josh, one right there, 1 point for me. So yeah, I'm going with Jared Wilson. Andy's my team boss, so go Jared.
I'm going to go with Alex Kerfan. He is... he's really good at these kind of races. He is a radius driver. Radius Racing always seems to know how to get it done at these kind of racing, or at these kind of races. And he also Um, he also, has had some bad luck on his side. I think it's time for him to have something go his way for once. So
You're right on
we're
that one. It's got to flip eventually for him.
yeah, for sure. So we're into qualifying now, and first one out on track, to no surprise, it is Zach Probst, newly signed with Pistol Road Racing, BBR.
Yeah, you guys signed the whole field, didn't you? You guys are going to see a lot of them. That's one change. You guys are going to see a lot of those PBR trucks. They're going to work together. They got a lot of numbers this season.
Zach is a part-time driver. He is a college student, so it's not as easy for him to do these races as it is for some other guys. But Probst, I mean, he is one of just about everybody that's on track right now. I mean,
Hey, listen to me. Have the
I-
broadcast up.
yeah, I see a whole bunch of bubbles right now on my secondary screen. There is so many people to choose from. We're going to stay right here with Probst, though, because he will be the first one to cross the line, and he is just about in turn 3 to finish his lap number 1. I will say, from a team owner standpoint here, PBR, we have gotten a new look. Cameron Caldwell, C2 Graphics designed it. Looks pretty good. The paint scheme that you see here, also one of Cameron Caldwell's designs. Some of the other drivers have ones that look very similar, a little bit different color palette. But Zach Probst, 52.476. He won so far out of 2 drivers that have crossed the line. Brett Bennett, top of the board. Currently watching Nathan Fuller, who goes 52.439, P2 for Nathan Fuller. Justin Rand, P1. Cameron Caldwell coming across the lines. Tyler Watermullen goes P1. Jeffrey Armistead up top. Cameron Caldwell is going to go P5, 52.439. So much action going on right now.
Names are flying up and down the board. It's crazy.
Dakota Knoll. I think he's just starting his qualifying lap.
Yeah, again, it's usually not like this. It's usually so tame. Usually the names just trickle on the board one at a time. Everyone went out.
Matt Steiner currently P12. Qualifying really one lap. Let's see, does he improve? 4.68. A little bit. 4.57. Still P12. Jeffrey Armistead. 4.09 last lap. P2. He does improve. 3.95, but not good enough to take that top spot. David Arand. P36. Right now, 2 drivers that would not make it. Matthew Stotts and Harold Tucker. Kyle Reuter now out, as well as 43 drivers have taken a time. So Kyle Reuter, Matthew Stotts, Harold Tucker the third are on the outside.
You said David Duran's name. That's a name. He's usually up front at these plate tracks. Man, he's going to be starting really deep in this field. Too close for comfort in terms of missing the race, too.
Harold Tucker, only driver with a chance here. He is 43rd out of 43, a 53.338. Coming across the line, does he improve? Where does he go? 52.6.6, 41st on the board. That is not going to cut it. Harold Tucker, Kyle Reuter, and Matthew Stotts are your DNQs.
I'm heartbroken for those guys. I have DNQ from a race once, believe it or not. You probably don't want to say you call me an alien. I have DNQ from a race once. It's the worst feeling in the world. I feel bad for those guys.
I have as well, and it is very very unfortunate. You just you feel like you just you can replay everything in your head that you know you did wrong, and it's not a good feeling.
Yep, and Bristol for me it was at Bristol and an Xfinity league, and it was before I really had that place figured out on iRacing, and I've always struggled there. And I missed my lap in qualifying, and then when we actually have heats, it's kind of like a last chance qualifier, and it's Bristol, so if you get caught up in a wreck, you're kind of screwed, and got caught up in a lap one turn one pileup, and that was it.
Mine was at Watkins Glen actually, and I was so excited for the race. I was practicing. I was hitting everything perfect in practice. Now, I mean, if you guys know anything about road courses and me, we do not go together. We are not peanut butter and jelly. We are not salt and pepper. We are, I mean, a trash can, and but I was doing so good in practice, not making mistakes, and I was like, you know what? I know what it's going to come down to. It's just going to be about not making mistakes. And Watkins Glen has two areas that you cannot run off the track: turn 1 and turn 6. My first lap, I ran off turn 6. My second lap, I ran off turn 1. And that was it. That was what cost me from making the field and being able to participate in this league race at Watkins Glen. And I was devastated. I mean, my practice times were better than some of those in the back. It just, I mean, it was definitely a devastating feeling, and I wanted that time back. I wanted those 10 minutes of qualifying back so I could change exactly what I knew I needed to do.
Oh yeah, you bet. You bet. I want yesterday's qualifying back because boy did I mess up 3 or 4. It's just as a race car driver, I feel like, I don't know about you. I always think about the mess ups more than the good times, but it's one thing you can't let a DNQ define your season or even really you as a racer. You got to just kind of put your head down and try again next week, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, um,
I did my best not to let it define me, and I don't think I has.
yeah. I mean, oh goodness. Um, right now, Kyle Reuter and um, Kyle Reuter is only part-time driver to not make the cut. Of course, Reuter, he's a former winner, 3-time winner in the AMSOIL Truck Series, including one win at Talladega. I actually was really excited to see what he was going to be doing out there on track tonight with teammate Brian Haynes. And Brian, we talked to him in Fastlane, our podcast before going live for what we're live for now, the race. And he said that he was really looking forward to racing with Reuter. He knew how important teammates were, and he said that um, it had been like about a year since him and Reuter had raced together on a plate race. So he was really looking forward to it. And now all that is gone. But
I'm just looking at the driver's chat. It's making me laugh. I know it's bad because the stream can't see it, and they probably this is probably some things we can't show on the stream.
um, was going to pull somebody in for an interview, but I don't see him available.
Who do you want, Mr. Calpinome, boss man?
Oh. Oh, well, I was going to talk to Oscar. He actually won the poll.
All right, he's not around here. So.
He is actually in voice chat on a whole different Discord, and he is muted and deafened. So
yeah, let him be.
Yeah,
meditating,
getting ready. So right now, what's kind of going on is we're just filling time. For the DNQs, it's like a whole separate session that the admins have set up for 3 minutes. That 3 minutes just expired. So now we go into, I think, a 5-minute warm-up. And then we will get the drivers on the grid to start racing. The date in sim is May 4th. So,
you Star Wars nerds are gonna love that.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, I don't like Star Wars, so don't talk about it. I'm just kidding. But I don't like Star Wars. That's a unique fact about me. I'm sure I just pissed off half our viewer base. I know it. I know, because Star Wars fans are very rabid. They love it, and I understand it. Trust me, I'm a rabid fan of racing in itself right here, so I understand it. But don't kill me.
So, indeed, we do have the 5-minute warm-up. There is just under 5 minutes here. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. And then these guys will get on the grid and start racing in the RPS Marketing 200 season opener for the Blazer Sim Racing AMSOIL Truck Series. And I am really putting expression in some more extra oomph on AMSOIL, so I can get that out of the way, because we keep talking about who's gonna screw up on broadcast and call it the In the Pits Truck Series. And first of all, again, I want to thank Adam for all he's done for seasons 1 through 4 and everything he's done before that. I'm just trying to get AMSOIL right, right in the mind.
I technically already messed that up yesterday when I said I was going to be commentating, but I'm gonna use that as hey, I was heat of the moment, just last lap pass. I was a little distracted, so I just went straight back to memory. But here's the problem with that: is I called the next Cup a couple years after that changed to Sprint, and then I kept calling it the Sprint Cup. I still call it the Sprint Cup sometimes, so I messed that up.
Oh shoot! I called the Truck Series Craftsman for years after it was no longer Craftsman. Now it's just now it's back, so it's okay. Like that's. You're
just telling the future is all you're doing there.
The Xfinity Series is the Busch Series, but not for Busch Anaheim. Anyway, I don't drink. I'm not a beer guy. It's Busch for Kyle Busch. So that's all that series is like.
Ethan wants to go road course racing. He doesn't really want to pick it up, but yeah, there. He wants to go road course racing. Picking a weird version of it, but. Yeah, I would use this 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. I would just keep doing pit entry. Just find out where I can break, because that's something that people don't practice enough. At least I don't think. And at these plate tracks, it's really easy to mess that up and cause a pile up. We see it in real life all the time that people don't really get pit entry right, and it's cause an accident. Not because they're not careful. It's just they're trying to get everything they can get, and it's easy to either lock up or if you got too much rear brake in it to spin out. So that is definitely something I would figure out. And figure out what my pit box is too, especially with 40 trucks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. Those are important things to note. And, you can have... Now, last season, of course, we didn't have 40 trucks. We did have quite a bit, and there were 0 cautions outside the stage. Our stage caution was the only one that we had. But your race can be ended simply because of pit entry or something gone wrong. Pits. My one and only start in the slide job racing league was Talladega a couple seasons ago. We had a pretty green race all race long there, and I missed up pit road not once but twice to make it hurt even more. But 8 seconds, John. I'm ready. I'm so pumped. We're about to get into business.
Finally, 5 minutes. I guess it's more like 10 with the heat.
Somebody just died.
Gotta rest their soul. Now, I got a question. Do we got to say all 40 names? Is that what we're going to do?
That is indeed what we're going to do. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Presented by Martin PC. So on the pole is going to be Oscar Enriquez. Jeffrey Armistead will start to his outside. Starting in row 2. Tyler Waddleman will start 3rd. Shane O'Neill starts from the 4th position. And in 5th is Justin Durand.
The 6th position, we got Cameron Caldwell, former champion. 7th, Nathan Fuller. 8th, Jared Wilson, my pick. Good job, buddy. Great qualifying. Starting 8th. Alex Kerfan starting 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Austin J. McGill.
Starting in 11th is going to be Brett Bennett. Either with Sega Moreno, last season's champ, will start in 12th. 13th is going to be Alonso Chicano. Matt Steiner starting 14th. Jacob Locklear will start 15th.
Starting in 16th is The Weapon. Starting in 17th is Andrew Elias. Starting in 18th is Zach Probst. 19th, we've got our own Brian Haynes. And rounding out your top 20 is Nathan Lehman.
21st is going to be Matthew Karakoffey. Sure. Sean Kissany.
You're going to have to help us out
22nd.
next week, man.
Please. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, 23rd. Traver Burns, JCTV's own, 24th. Cody McCorkle, starting 25th.
Starting at 26th, we got Christopher Melton. 27th, we got Brandon Hinton. 28th, we got Zachary Raham. 29th, we got Dominic Lee. And starting 30th is our own. We love you, Dawson.
Tris Maher, 31st. Dakota Knoll, 32nd. Ryan Bogey, 33rd. Josh Arnold, 34th. And Adam Kuhn, 35th.
36th, we've got Jonathan Canfield. 37th, we got Michael White. 38th, we got Kyle Lamont. 39th is David Duran. And rounding out the field is Pete Dillon.
I'll tell you, nobody took a better relief of breath, if that makes English sense, than Pete Dillon when he saw that he was in.
I know, right? Sweating bullets. Even David Duran should have been sweating bullets. I'm sure that's just so abnormal for him to be qualifying back there, especially with his plate tracks. But
David Duran, former winner of this race. Last season's winner, Michael
one of the
Berger.
plate track aces. Yeah.
Not in tonight. Yeah, one of the plate track aces, David Duran. We miss you, Mikey. Big shout out to Michael Kruger. Space car is in. Here we go. Green flag is waving. The RPS Marketing 200 underway here at Daytona. Cameron Caldwell jumped down to the bottom line in front of teammate Justin Rand. Everything is kind of calm right now. And you may look at this and say, this is calm? Yeah, this is calm right now.
Got drivers trying to drop to the back here. Usually, I think that's the radius trucks.
It is radius trucks going to the back. Jeffrey Armistead hanging tough on the outside. Help from teammate Shane O'Neill. Oscar Enriquez moves up to that high line. Right now, SBLD really liking their position. First through fourth, all belongs to the SBLD camp.
Yeah, they're very good at working with each other. Excuse me. Jeffrey Armistead won the SJRL opener last season. Very good plate racer himself.
Tyler Watermullen, a former winner at plate race season 1, I believe it was, Talladega in the AMSOIL Truck Series.
And there's always this talk about should you lay back, and I know that works a lot of times, especially for the radius trucks. They've got that figured out. I can't make anything work at these plate tracks. I always get confused of what to do. Every time I'm up front, I crash. Every time I'm in the back, I'll crash. So I'm just trying to be up front is what I would do. But that's just the one thing you probably shouldn't take my advice, though, because I'm obviously not very good at this.
I'm an up-front racer at these plate races, except in league racing. When it comes to league racing, I want to be in the back. And this race right here with the magnitude 40 drivers, I absolutely want to be in the back for this. Last season, PBR called an amazing strategy for how we were going to do it. And PBR driver Michael Kruger won the race. I, on the other hand, finished dead last, but that's because I forgot how to drive in the trial, and I don't know what happened. I didn't wreck, well, until I hit somebody, but I just completely lost it. I don't know what happened. My point of saying all this is working with teammates is going to be beneficial tonight. Making the right strategy calls with the teammates, getting everybody on board. That is going to be the key to success tonight.
You gotta have it kind of figure out who you want to be pushing and who's the push-e, if that makes sense, who's being pushed. Those are two very different skills, and it really does determine how fast your line is going to move, those first two trucks.
And now look at it. The first 3 trucks on the bottom lane are SBLD drivers. The top 2 trucks on the top line are SBLD drivers. So they've got the first 5 positions all locked in.
And this is why I'd be a little weary of dropping to the back, because if you give a team, especially that works together well, has decent numbers, if you give them control of the race, it's going to be really hard to take it from them.
And on top of that, just behind Jared Wilson, that 83 Goodwrench truck is Matt Steiner. Guess what team he drives for? SBLD.
Exactly.
Shane O'Neill leading the outside line. I'm sorry, that's Oscar Enriquez, the pole winner. On the bottom outside, leading that line.
Now, obviously, it's been a while since we've raced on a plate track. We've seen it here on JCTV in the AMSOIL Truck Series. Got it right. I was wondering if maybe the trucks are a little different at these plate tracks. I don't know. I mean, I don't really read the patch notes, but they're not all that different. The lines are kind of even. You can kind of make whichever one work. It's just whichever one has numbers and who's got the best pusher. But these guys are very even right now. See Alonso Chicano. I just saw him drop. I think he's gonna go back. Former series champion.
I'm a bit surprised to see that out of Alonso Chicano.
Please tell me that was on purpose.
That was on purpose. There's only one time I have ever accidentally called him that. It's just because at these plate races, I always say it, and I don't know. There is something about him that reminds me of Joey Logano at these kind of races. I always say it. I mean, if you watch a JCTV broadcast at a plate race that Alonso Chicano is in, you're gonna hear it. But and he tells me he loves it. I mean, personally, if somebody were to compare me to Joey Logano, I don't know if I would be happy about that or not. But
I would take it as a compliment personally.
Well, I don't like Logano, but, no, I'm not saying I don't like Chicano. Chicano's a great guy. Let me say, his driving style at these kind of races is what reminds me of Chicano being like Joey Logano.
And that's why you said you were shocked that he dropped to the back. Because he usually, all his teammates usually do that. He usually kind of likes to be up front. It's not really his style, at least to me, what I've noticed.
Yeah, I mean, you always see this 25 machine. It's right there, 23rd. A little bit of a gap between himself and Matthew Karakoffey. I really hope it's the pronunciation of that. And he's dropping even further back. The outside line. I think he just wants to get with his radius teammates. Going to drop in behind Austin J. McGill. And then number 99, Machine. He's got Andrew Elias behind him now. Shane O'Neill leading the field. Shane, he had an incredible run in Racers vs. Redditors broadcast. He came home third.
I always love seeing Shane O'Neill's name. It's fun to race around, fun to watch.
Shane is pretty cool guy. What I have noticed. I don't know him as well as some of the other SBLD guys, but he seems like a pretty cool guy to me. Ten laps complete. 90 to go still. And I haven't mentioned it tonight. I don't believe you've mentioned it either. But yeah, stage racing, still a thing. That is one thing that has not changed. Stage is going to be at the end of lap 25. And so these guys, they're racing to lap 25. I think things are going to start to get a little bit more chaotic once we get to that point. Because, that's the first time that we are going to see some points come into play.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. You're full time. If I see points, I told you this last night. I see points, I go. I don't think I just drive to the best of my ability, try to get to the front, and that's what those guys should be doing. But if you're not racing for points, part time, keep your truck intact. Those guys. I feel like we see it every year in the Daytona 500. Ever since stage racing, they wreck before one of the stages, either stage 1 or right before the end of stage 2. And it's like, man, but the Daytona 500's on the line, but it just shows you how much those points, those playoff points, and those regular season points do matter. And I don't see this as being any different.
Shane O'Neill still leading the inside line. Jeffrey Armistead with help from Matt Steiner. They've come alive on the outside line, getting back even with O'Neill. Shane O'Neill in the Shrigley Toyota.
Moment.
Yeah. Enriquez Designs Toyota.
You know, one thing that Jeffrey is doing a good job of leading that line is he's side drafting pretty good there. That's something that a lot of people who lead that outside line don't do that much, and you don't even have to get right next to the truck, like, you know, inches. A quarter of a truck length is all you really need to really affect that inside line and stall them out and pull your line forward.
Yeah, the side draft can really play a big factor into this as well. For the longest time, people always tried side drafting on iRacing, and it was really a question: does it actually work? Does it not work? You know, in today's time, with all the updates they've had over the years, it definitely works. And you're seeing, just how easy it is to get down there and try to stall that bottom line. Well, at least they're making it look easy, but it's not really all that easy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You think driving up and down I-95 is hard with how crazy people are and how fast people drive? It's nothing compared to this. This is really tough to be door to door with 39 other trucks. Excuse me. And yeah, you talk about side drafting. And I guess iRacing was made before side drafting was invented to most people, right? But yeah, they've added it throughout the years, and because obviously it wasn't an NR, and NR was kind of the foundation. They've updated it throughout the years, and in the trucks, it's not as strong as some of the other cars, stock cars anyway. So, but it still has an effect, and you still got to use it to your advantage.
Right now, I want to say this is organized chaos. It's not crazy, but it's not calm either. You see a little bit of wiggling there from the 98. That's Wareham, Zachary Wareham, just behind Jared Wilson. Wareham, you will notice as one of the highlighters out there with that paint scheme. It sticks out like a sore thumb.
That was a good, though. Can't miss it. I think there's another truck that looks like it, though.
Yeah, it's his teammate. 98 of McGill.
Funny, they're
99 of McGill.
99
of McGill. 98 is Wareham. It's been a while, guys. New season, live TV. Give me a break.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing Austin Jamie go.
My!
Moment, but yeah, I'm used to seeing Austin Jamie go in the the Canada colors. He represents his country, and but I'm not used to seeing him in a highlighter truck or car.
Less than 10 to go in the stage. When do you start making your move, John? I mean, obviously it all depends on where you're at in the field. Say you're mid-pack to where Layman is. When do you start going?
Yeah, if you want to go, you should have already been going, because this is the way this package is on the sim right now. It's kind of like what the next gen is in real life, where you have two lines and it's hard to kind of differentiate yourself, right? It is hard to make moves. That's why I'm always a little weary of wanting to go to the back, because I obviously want to avoid the wreck, but it's pretty tough to make a move. I mean, we haven't even seen anyone try a third line, and I know it's tougher at Daytona than it is at Talladega, but it's kind of gridlocked. As you can see, if someone leaves a gap, you got to take it, and that doesn't happen too often. It's you should have been already trying to make your move if you want those stage points, if you want to be up front.
Oscar Enriquez edging ahead. Jared Wilson looked like he wanted to pull out of line.
We talk about a driver that filled a gap. It was Oscar Enriquez. It was a couple laps ago. He jumped up to the top, wanting to get in front of his SBLD teammate there, help out. I guess he feels that he can, kind of control the race from that top line, which I wouldn't disagree with him. I felt that you can kind of control the race from that middle line if you really know how to lead that middle line.
For the longest time, this is another thing that recently has changed on iRacing. For the longest time, because the bottom was the place to be. But after, a lot of updates from iRacing, you really can get the top or, middle line really working. And we're seeing that, these drivers are not pushing very hard right now. But when push comes to shove, we're at the end of the race. That top line, they can get going.
Yeah, for sure. You're not limited by the line. That's why I said, when I was wondering if they had changed it a little bit. It's not really all that different. It's you can make that middle line work if you know what you're doing, and you're not limited just because you're out there. Oh, I'm going to the back. It doesn't have to be anyway. It might be if people are saving fuel, as we've seen in the past that sometimes these plate races can actually turn into fuel-saving races, and it's people, checking up. If you want to race, you can make your move.
Bottom line starting to get an advantage. Jared Wilson, he is not an SBLD driver. I got to wonder, if he gets the clear in front of Enriquez, if he's going to take it.
He's someone just knowing him very well. I'm very happy he didn't choose to go to the back, not just because I picked him to win, but because he's always saying he wants more experience, pushing and being the pusher and actually racing in these situations. I'm very happy that he decided to put himself in these situations, because this goes for anyone out there that races in real life. You don't learn unless you put yourself in these positions, and I'm very happy that he's putting himself in a position that he doesn't have a lot of experience in, because he's doing a very good job right now. He's learning how to push, when he can push, and where he can push.
Shane O'Neill still the race leader, side by side with Oscar Enriquez. SBLD has been doing a great job at controlling this race, keeping everybody else behind. Only a few laps to go in the stage. See if Enriquez and O'Neill can continue to lead their respective lines. But who's going to take home the first stage of the season? Of course, again, Oscar Enriquez, he is not a full-time driver. So in the season, he is here part-time. Actually, I think this might just be a one and done for him.
You never know. I feel like you maybe have a change of heart, race more races, and at least some of the other plate tracks. I know he likes plate tracks. Very good at them. But it's just it's just crazy watching these two lines. It goes back and forth. One gets a slight edge, and then the other will come right back. It's just so hard to gain that advantage, and I think that's also these guys are being very respectful right now. Like you said, organized chaos. They're not trying to cause any problems right now. It's too early to be pushing super aggressive.
These guys are getting ready to come to the start-finish line and take the last lap of the stage. I don't think it's going to be organized chaos anymore. You see Dawson Allen going up top. Here we go. Last lap of the stage. Shane O'Neill, he is clear on the top. Does he get a chance, or if he gets an opportunity, does he go and block the high line? Doesn't look like it. It's Enriquez with a little bit of momentum. Push actually from Jeffrey Armistead. PBR drivers jumping up top. No help. Can't tell who that is. It might be Fonseca Moreno. It was. Here we go. Oh, they're trying to wreck.
Jurgensmeyer going through the grass, I think.
That's it. That's stage. Oscar Enriquez take the stage win. Yes. Shane O'Neill, Jeffrey Armstead, Matt Steiner, and I'm showing a little bit of a different result than what we're seeing on my official timing, which I'm going to go with over what you see on screen. So Enriquez, O'Neill, Armistead, Wilson, Steiner, McCorkle, Wareham, Burns, Fonseca Moreno, and Nathan Fuller. The top 10.
That, that tri-oval incident, what I see, I don't think Jonathan Jurgensmeyer got any damage. He didn't really hit anything. He just went down pit road. Lost out on stage points, obviously, but at least he's got his truck in one piece and he can still contend in this thing.
Let's take a look and see what happened.
Yeah, let's break this down a bit.
Coverage from our Goodyear blimp. It's like Fuller went up to the outside a little bit. Clipped Jurgensmeyer. He did a great job through the grass, not touching anything.
Yeah, Fuller kind of went to the middle, and Burns just came down as soon as Fuller went to the middle, and there was nowhere to go. It was poor Jonathan Jurgensmeyer had nothing he could do there. It's just innocent bystander, just an awkward situation.
Who else was it that went through the grass? No contact, just went down there to avoid things. 26. Sean Kissany. Great heads up by him.
Right. Could have been a lot worse. Both of them did a good job to just keep their trucks out of harm's way, not to take out a lot of people.
So, let's go ahead and talk to our stage winner. Hey, Oscar, it's boys up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Oscar, you won the poll, led some laps there, and you came away as the stage winner. Little bit complete there of the race. How's it going out there for you?
Yeah, just having a good time controlling the field and trying out the 2 lanes.
Your teammates and you doing a great job working together. What kind of communication is going on right now to keep you guys all together and controlling this race?
Yeah, we're just like, talking to each other about where we're going to go, when we're going to pit. Just strategy.
All right. Well, let you get back up there, and maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later.
All right, thank you.
Stage winner, Oscar Enriquez. And a couple drivers staying out. Matthew Karakofi.
Feels so bad. We have no idea how to. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how to say it. But.
Matthew, 23, staying out, as well as Jonathan Canfield. They're going to come down pit road. So, Everybody pretty much coming down pit road, top off on fuel. And choose cone also in effect for the season. Um, so Enriquez took the bottom, McCorkle taking the top, Kyle Lamont also taking the top, and it's organized chaos in pit road.
You know, seeing that many people come down tells me it's definitely fuel mileage from here. At least it's in some way to make it to the. Because I just have a hard time. There's a lot of front runners who come down and top off.
Also, some drivers that just want to be in the back. Just come down pit road, let everybody else by, and go back out there. It's a lot easier to do this than it is to drop down onto the
that's
apron.
very true. Like some of these radius drivers are waiting here because they're staying in the back. And poor Ryan Bogey, I want to give him a shout out. He's in the Cale Yarborough scheme tonight. Obviously, paying tribute to NASCAR legend who passed away. I believe that was New Year's Day, didn't he? This is very recent.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah. That's paying tribute to Cale Yarborough, but he's blinking right now, so he's just trying to stay out of everyone's way. I hope his internet can cooperate with him so he can put on a show for Cale Yarborough.
CEO
Respects to that legend
of Bread himself.
Yes, sir. This restart's going to look very funny because of how many people pitted. Look at how many more people the inside line's going to have.
Yeah, and by the way, if you pit there, you start on the inside line. There is no you get to choose.
You don't get to choose, yeah.
It almost looks like the old style where the lap cars were on one side, everybody else is on the other. But anyway, green flag back in the air, and that outside line just didn't go.
Didn't have a chance in hell. I'm sorry. Yeah, that looked like an old Winston Cup restart. Maybe in reverse because the lead lap cars would be on top. But yeah, that was basically a single power restart.
So now things are calm.
As calm as they're going to be, I promise.
Give it 2 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. What? Cameron Caldwell.
What happened? I missed something?
He is on pit road right now.
Oh, yeah. Did he make an oopsie? I'm going to have to go back and look.
If you need to hop into their voice chat, see if you can find out any information, go ahead and do that. Because right now, Oscar Enriquez is stuck on the outside line. Nathan Fuller is going to lead this race right now. Cody McCorkle behind Fuller. Trevor Burns third. Cam is still down pit road. Jonathan Parker has went to go find out. But he's single file right now. And one truck was on the outside far back. I believe that is Brian Hayes. Go ahead, Parker.
He said he didn't want to talk about it, and then I heard money shifts. Which is bizarre because obviously he was just wanting to stay in the back. So it's just a very young characteristic mistake out of him. Just
Oh!
I know that's a heartbreak.
What was that?
Am I missing things? I'm all
White.
over the place.
Nope, you're good. You're good. Michael White got super loose there. He kind of touched the apron. He's all right, but that was a bobble. It could have been disastrous.
So yeah, Kimber Caldwell's not going to be in this race. On assume he doesn't want to talk about it right now. So, sorry if you can't recall what fans like his race is done already.
Amon takes the race lead. White second. Wareham third. Oscar Enriquez going to be 3 wide. He goes all the way to the top. They find a spot to go to the middle here. Enriquez and Armistead controlling that outside line. They have help. And it's a little bit far back. I believe that's 22. Josh Arnold. It is. It's going to be third in line on the outside line. He needs to get up there to Armistead.
Yeah, he doesn't want to wait on that inside line. They're shoot, I'll take this top line, and he just went right up to that. Josh Arnold's name tonight.
Josh Arnold, Jacob Locklear, and Nathan Lehman. 3 PBR drivers working that high line. They're tired of seeing these SBLD guys control this race.
Not too far back, too. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, he was spinning through the grass just about 5-7 minutes ago. Now he's not too far back from the lead, really.
Everybody did a great job, including Jurgensmeyer, to not have a big accident there. Jurgensmeyer, of course, did go for a spin, but he did a great job not to hit the wall. Everybody did a great job not to hit him. The best case scenario for Jurgensmeyer, if he was going to spin, happened. And you mentioned it, he's still in this. Currently P11.
This topside's doing a very good job right now.
Seeing Enriquez, he is not running the middle, trying to side draft. He's against the wall.
Yeah, that's the top. This is the Pied Piper line. When Dale Jr. would get control of the race, that's what he's doing right now. That's what he's trying to do.
They can get a little slick up there, too. It is not easy at all to ride the top line.
Yeah, I would like to think we make it look easy, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, it's far from it. It's especially with checkups coming in weird places. It is really hard to really honestly put into words how tricky it is to run that top line at Daytona and Talladega.
It's again, this looks easy. Like I feel like I could go out there and easily do this, but it's not. It really is not. It takes a lot of focus, mirror watching to make sure you're not gonna be in a different line as the guy behind you and accidentally get a wrong bump. It's as well as making sure that you don't get the guy in front of you a wrong bump. It's about staying off the wall. If you do go down side draft, or if the bottom comes up to side draft you, seeing where they're at, where you are. There is so many things to pay attention to. And on top of that, I did say it is slick up there. The handling, sometimes it go away. You gotta watch out for that
too. And I would think that the Phase 1 over refresh probably wouldn't have too much effect of that, but honestly, I wouldn't know because I haven't done it yet.
I
wouldn't know
either.
if it gets. Yeah, I haven't. Obviously, I've raced a decent amount of races with the over refresh, just not a plate track. So I don't know if everyone running the top would make that slick too. I would like to think that the handling wouldn't change that much, but you never know, really. Just as had enough of his internet, and I feel really bad for him. And he's had to say his name before he left the race. Hopefully, I'll show his truck to get a yard around.
Yeah, Ryan Bogey is a really cool guy as well. I don't know him like you do, but I enjoy racing with him and seeing the stuff he posts on Twitter, interacting with him.
line is thinning out a little bit, but people are kind of painting a ship on it a little bit.
Michael White's doing a great job keeping him on up there. Kyle Lamont, of course, you know, he's another driver that we see from time to time. I wonder if he's going to be making a little bit more starts here in the AMSOIL Truck Series as he has than what he has in the past. Lamont, former winner, a few times he's won. Really good short track racer. SBLD duo though, Enriquez and Armistead. You know,
yeah, great job.
We've talked about SBLD all night, but if there are two drivers from SBLD that I would pick as the drivers to watch out for on these plate races, I would say Enriquez and Armistead, because this is what they do. They control. They have great chemistry together. They are always up front.
Honestly, I feel like it's not even talked about enough. They're really good at it, and I feel like, honestly, they don't get as much recognition as I feel like they should for being really good at controlling these races. It is really a unique skill set to have, and they've 100% have it.
Something's going on with Brian Haynes. Brian Haynes slowed down the backstretch.
Interesting. Still stopped down on the apron of the backstretch.
Just pulls up high. It's out of the way. A little bit. I do see in live timing he is moving now.
Yeah, he is moving now. I think he might have been having maybe just a wheel glitch because that was weird.
He is a dad. Recently became a dad. I wonder if he had to attend to his child or something real quick. Or I mean, that was pretty quick that he was stopped. I don't know. Hopefully everything's okay.
That wouldn't be the first time on JCT someone had to attend to their family. That happened to Tristan Maherwell, who's leading a couple races. So it's not around with possibility. But yeah, real life comes first.
He is going to go a lap down here. And the good news is he's going to be in the draft. The worst thing you can do is go down the lap and lose the draft. Speaking of losing the draft, Matthew White, who was just up front, he's lost the draft. Saw him pull down onto the apron. I think he wanted to go to the back, and unfortunately he went a little bit too far to the back.
Yeah, he just misjudged it. Now, every time I see the name Michael White, I think about the football player. So I'm sorry.
Oh, that is Michael White. I said Matthew White, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It's okay. I just think of Mike White, the quarterback. So I had to say it at least once.
Some new names to get used to, names I've not seen. So we'll get them right.
Yeah, immediately after this race, we are DMing Matthew C. I'm not going to try and say it. We're going to get your name right next week.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say coffee, but it's not got FFEE at the end. It's Kofi. Yeah, I don't know.
You taking the liberty of trying for us. I'm not going to be the one who gets it wrong.
Karakoff?
I guess, but
okay.
he is a part of it.
Okay, I don't know when you posted that in chat, but thank you. Somebody said in chat it is Karakoff. Thank you so much for that. So
Thank you for helping us out.
Now we know. Kirchhoff is 6th place right now.
He is a part of this top line, which at least a few laps ago when I was looking at it, didn't have quite the numbers that the bottom line did, and they're still doing a great job. I feel like some of these guys on the bottom are just trying to hit a fuel number. I have a weird feeling it's a fuel consumption thing.
Well, right now, this top line is the line to be in, because that bottom's just kind of non-existent up front.
They're dissipating really quickly. They're falling apart. Speaking of, Kirchhoff goes to the bottom. Try and help them to lead the bottom line to lead.
Josh Arnold jumps down to the bottom line. Bottom line starting to get the momentum back. As look at him on, right back into the race lead. One thing I have not mentioned, so something really cool. Brayton Laster, he is a good friend of Andrew Elias, who's in this race, currently 24th. Is that Brayton Laster also has commentated with us on JCTV, done a couple races as well at JCTV's broadcasted. The winner of tonight's race will get a logo on Brayton Laster's ARCA car at Daytona for the season opener in ARCA. Brayton Laster does have a ride for that race, which is really exciting to see. I've become a fan just hearing his name over the last several months and getting to know him. So that is really cool. I'm excited for the opportunity for whoever it is to put their logo on that car.
Yeah, it's awesome that's a great opportunity. Brayton Lex is really cool people. And if you would have told me at the beginning of last year that a real life, real ARCA driver and truck driver would say my name, I would have been like, what? Like, it's awesome. Yeah, having him commentate with us and work with us and getting to know him a little bit is awesome.
Yeah, he is a pretty cool guy. He actually commentated a slide job race with me. I couldn't tell you which slide job race it was.
Talladega. Yeah, I know because he said my name. He saw me
That's
crash.
right. Yes, it was Talladega. If you want to go check that out, it is slide job Talladega last season. Brayton Laster was in the booth, and I think my favorite thing was he went. I didn't hear it, but he told me that he went to a team chat to go ask a question from a driver, and he hops in there. He tells me. Once he comes back into the booth, he tells me, so I hopped in there, I says, hey guys, it's great. I've got a question for you. And someone was like, who? And somebody else was like, that's Brayton Laster, like completely fangirl, like, we got drivers pitting.
Watchers down pit road. I think that was Josh Arnold I saw down pit road too.
PBR drivers, my guys.
Yeah, your guys. Road. You don't know your team's playing.
with some other guys as well, I think. It's not all PBR. Zachary Wareham racing as well down pit road.
Yes. Yep.
So they are off and away. And now more coming in. SBLD.
Ooh, Master! Holy! I don't know if you saw that, but he about wrecked on pit road. Yeah, he had a very big moment. That might have been replay worthy. He got into the side of Jeffrey Armistead a little bit.
Take a look at our JCTV replay. Look at Brett Bennett driving it deep. Oh my, that was, yeah. Wow.
Good job. Did a great job of saving that try. I hope he did for his sake and for his team's sake. But what a great save to keep him and Jeffrey Armistead in this thing. That is why at the top of this thing I mentioned in the warm-up, I would be practicing pit road entry, especially with, you know, usually pitting around with the same people. If you're going to be pitting with your teammates, you should have been practicing that. At least that's what I would do.
Here is PBR and Zachary Wareham Racing. They are all on the top line driving by those SBLD guys who are still trying to get hooked up. Nathan Lehman trying to get back in the picture as well. And for Matt Steiner, he is unfortunately sitting back here trying to get the draft back. You know, last season, I think it was Mikey calling the shots. He went to pit at the same time as Radius Racing did. Nothing was planned. We did not plan to work together. It was totally coincidence, and you know, it was a bold call, and I was all for it. I mean, the communication. I know Radius has. I'm working with Radius, being a part of Radius myself. Being a part of the communication from PBR, being the team owner of PBR, and working with those guys. You know, everybody was locked in, and it was such a coincidence that we came down pit road together. I knew one of us was going to win, Radius or PBR, and of course I really wanted to be up there at the end. Very unfortunate that I wasn't, but so awesome to see Mikey win it, his second win in the RPS Marketing 200. Of course, last season it was Fastlane 200. It was incredible job, team effort.
Yeah, and such a big loss, not just to your team, but not to have Mikey around this league. It just feels weird, doesn't it? Like,
it does.
I don't like the feeling personally. I miss him. He's all around great person, an amazing driver. So hopefully, you know, he's taking some time for himself, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy himself.
So
in college.
Mikey is one of my drivers. You know, he is still active with PBR. He is still active with BSR, and in the leagues that are on JCTV as well. You mentioned it, you know, just taking a break with college. He's entering, I think, his senior year. He wants to enjoy his last year of college, and I respect that. You know, I mean, life goes by way too fast. You know, these moments, you've got to enjoy them. And I'm sad Mikey not around here, but he's still going to be around. You know, he's going to be a full-time driver for Slide Job Tuesday nights, TNR Monday nights. He's going to make some races in Blazer Sim Racing Fastlane Cup Series. So Mikey's still going to be around. And I'm really excited that you know, he's still going to be around to hang out and race with him.
Yeah, and as we were just talking about that, both the groups that haven't pit and the groups that have pit are getting single file, and it took a while for that group with that had pit them to get single file. They were kind of double file for a while, and next time I want to be going as fast as possible, and going double file side drafting is going to help with that. So I'm assuming these guys who pit at halfway there are a little bit are just gonna make another. They're gonna make an extra pit stop. I'm assuming. I guess they couldn't make it on either one more stop. So let's see how much if these guys up front can make one pit stop comfortably compared to the other group.
Yeah, we've got a few different packs here. Right here, this is the leader, Jonathan Zergensmeyer, leading Kyle Lamont, Christopher Melton. And we've got just behind them, Jared Wilson, Lance Chicano, Sean Kisney, Tris Maher, and Matt Steiner, as well as Tyler Watermole, the two drivers that lost the pack from the PBR, SBLD, and Zachary Wareham Racing drivers. They are now getting lapped, staying on the bottom. Yeah, that other pack. It is led by Jeffrey Armistead right now. Currently P22. Oscar Enriquez, Brett Bennett, Dawson Allen. A lot of things going on right now.
Yeah, it's all strategy playing out. And I do owe our audience an apology. Usually, like, my dumb behind's supposed to kind of know the fuel window. Yeah, I did a bad. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the fuel window is, but I'm making an assumption that that the other group is going to make an extra pit stop compared to the front group, and I couldn't tell you which one's going to be faster.
Well, I have gotten word that the ones that have stayed out are trying for one-stop strategy.
Oh, I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, whereas the guys that have come down pit road, they are banking on a two-stop strategy. And see Michael White, he's just exiting pit road. He was with these PBR, SBLD, CWR guys. I don't think he's going to be with them. Oh, yeah. Pitting. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer.
Yep, the front group is going to be pitting.
So where is this pack? This pack! The SBLD guys, PBR guys, they are way faster. These guys not even off pit road yet.
Yeah. They better hope they can easily make that on one stop.
Andrew Elias, the race leader right now. First through 14th have yet to come down pit road. Jurgensmeyer, Kyle Lamont, they're not together. This pack that just came down pit road, they are struggling right now.
Yeah, beyond disorganized, and that's really going to hurt them. Even with respects to the other 14th they have in pit, they're going to come out pretty far behind them. You got to be so organized getting on and off. You got to come, even if you got to lift a little bit on exit to make sure that you're with your guys and that they've got the draft. Because if you don't have help, you're a sitting duck.
These guys all together now. There's only about 6 of them, I believe. We're going to make that 5 of them. And at 1, Dominic Lee, let's look at the outside for a moment. These guys need to stay single file. And even then, I still don't think it's going to be good enough. The SBLD, PBR, CWR drivers, single file, running a great line right now. Andrew Elias coming down pit road. As well as Brian Haynes, everybody else staying out.
Hitting with 2 people, just having 2 people kind of scares me if I'm one of them.
Oh, I agree completely.
I know we've seen there's a 1 or 2 of those plate races where the Toyotas made it work. Obviously, in the Cup Series, they don't have a lot of numbers. They're kind of just on their own, right? They usually have to latch on to whatever the Ford or Chevys are doing, but there's been a couple times where they made that work, where they're pitting with just like 3 or 4 of them. I guess that extra time on the getting on the pit road, you don't have to worry about as many people entering pit road, so they're able to gain time. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the situation.
And now a lot more front runners coming to pit road.
A couple
Fuller.
people locking up. Oh, 83's around. He's got some rear end damage on his truck.
Jared Wilson did tow to his box.
That affected our own Adam Kuhn there. He wasn't really able to get in his pit box. He ended up getting caught up in that.
Oh, Adam got tagged. David Durand overshot his box. So Traver Burns on pit road right now. He didn't pit with everybody else. So now everybody has made a stop. And the race lead is going to go to Jeffrey Armistead. Everybody else, if you're not in this pack, everybody else is all scattered out. This is the pack to be in right here.
That's the big thing with the one top stop versus the 2 stop strategy is, yeah, like it's kind of a lot easier if you're on like a normal oval that's not like a plate track where you don't have to worry about the draft. But the draft, if the amount of people on the strategy really dictates which one's going to be faster, right? You got to think, because if you're running just 1-2 car packs or you're scattered around, that's going to really hurt you for an entire run. That could be 20 seconds you could lose just not being in the right pack. That's why there's strength in numbers at these tracks for sure.
We've got a lot of different packs. These guys have pointed out they've been single file working together. We're going to take a look back at this pack here. Currently led by Sean Kissany. You see the 25 of Alonso Chicano on the outside. These guys not single file. They're getting single file, but you see the 7, Mike Walls, now finding a spot into line. Right here, these 5 drivers. This is going to be the second pack. They are lined up pretty well. But I think it's going to be the line, or the pack that Sean Kissany is in, that's going to catch these guys. Because of the amount of numbers that this pack has compared to that other one. Got to go to the top line. Pete Dillon goes around that bottom line. It's going to get between Wareham and Moreno.
So Cameron Caldwell has fixed his damage and is back out on the racetrack. Obviously just trying to pick up some points.
There's only one spot he can gain, I think, unless we go into some
For
overtimes.
Exactly. You never know with the way these overtimes could work and how big the wrecks could be. But yeah, as of right now, that's just Ryan Bogey he could pass, which unfortunately Ryan Bogey said 39th not last in the chat. Well, that might change it. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
If I'm Bogey, I'm coming back into the sim. Jeffrey Armistead about to be catching Brandon Hinton. Hinton stays high. And Cameron Caldwell on the apron there. He is completely out of the way.
Yeah, staying out of the fight, just trying to log those laps. You know, it's so interesting about Cameron Caldwell. Very uncharacteristic to the point where he almost completed every single lap last season that he attempted. So it's an insane record and is starting this season the exact opposite way, just as uncharacteristic mistake, excuse me.
You know, everybody makes mistakes. Even some of the best racers. I know of a guy that I compared to as an alien who botched turn 1, lap 1 at a race
it was
once.
The paint scheme. Every Jimmy fan knows how cursed that 2014 scheme is, and I picked it, and I'm like, that don't mean nothing. Going to turn 1 and wreck. Yeah, what a loser I am. As this lead pack is coming to pit.
Yeah, it's going to be the PBR drivers. And CWR drivers. Oh, who is that? Somebody overshot their box.
Canfield, I think.
Yeah, that is Canfield, yes. Press PBR, CWR, and get off. David Lehman might be in a little bit of a bind here too, unless he can get up to Austin J. McGill. SBLD coming down pit road. So lead is going to be Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Now, things are very interesting.
Yeah, now if his plan goes right, these front guys, Jurgensmeyer, Kyle Lamont, shouldn't have to pit again if it goes to plan. But I know it was a lot different track, but I had to save 10 laps of gas at Richmond, and that still technically didn't go to plan. As I run out at the exit of turn 4, but I had enough to make it to the end. Yeah.
DI9 designs a new R Series Richmond race, second Richmond race, and second to last race also. Photo finish between Jonathan Parker and Pacey Wygent. This is a good one.
Don't ask me why I thought saving 10 laps of gas was a good idea.
It still matters. I mean, you made it 9.5.
It was exactly 9.5 too. That's what's funny. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. But I guess it worked.
Myself and Brett Bennett didn't even realize you were out until after turn 4, but you know.
Yeah, as soon as I sputtered, I clutched and tried to just carry as much speed in there. Yeah, kids, don't try that at home. Don't try to save 10 laps. I don't care what track, how small the track is. That's probably not a good idea.
So right now, Jeffrey Armistead leading this SPLD pack, but you've got a long way to go to get up to Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Tris Maher. Go ahead.
Sorry, let me tell you something about Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. He's going to be one of the drivers. He's very new to iRacing, very new to the sim. But he's learning very quickly. I promise he's going to be up front before you know it a lot.
I agree. From what I've seen out of him, he's a very smart racer. But up front, in the races that I have seen him in, pretty good competitor as well. Putting Jonathan Canfield a lap down.
Yeah, that mine's obviously the same place there, and it's just that one little mistake, and it cost him so dearly.
.24 laps to go, though. Still a lot of racing.
Absolutely flown by. This feels like early 2000s. Like, what was it? I was a Pepsi 400 back in the day. Yeah, the Firecracker 400. We'll call it that. Where Greg Biffle won on fuel miles. Just a fuel mileage race. You don't expect Daytona and Talladega to come down to that, right?
Sorry, I was taking a shot of Pepsi.
Yeah, first you had to get
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a lot of times you set yourself up for these races because you know that there's going to be wrecks. Well, let me tell you something. We've had one caution. Yes, a wreck was involved, but it was actually for the stage finish.
Yeah, if stages don't exist, they're probably not going to make those moves at the end of that lap there. Probably would have went green all the way until now. Who knows? But they've done a very good job of minding their P's and Q's. It's exactly how last year's race turned out, really, where everyone was just minding their P's and Q's, and it turned into a strategy race. And you almost can't race until the end because you just got to work with your line to get caught back up to whatever the lead strategy is at the time.
The SPLD, DVR, CWR camp has caught up to the Radius Racing and whoever else is in that pack.
They beyond caught them.
Yeah, they flew around them on the outside line.
Yeah, they spat them out.
They need to get in formed up quick. Everybody's going to get into line just ahead of Cody Hole. And now they've got half a track to catch up to the front pack, which consists of 5 drivers.
Yeah, that's an uphill battle, isn't it?
You know,
it's possible. I think it's going to depend on how good are they on fuel. Because if they can't go full out, it's going to be an uphill battle. But I think if they can go full throttle just to the end, I think they're in an okay spot.
The other thing about this is now we talk about being in the draft to go faster. The funny thing is, that's not always the case. You would think that, well, it is the case, but you would think more cars equals more speed. But sometimes these smaller groups actually generate more speed than the larger ones. It's a lot more checking up in the larger groups. So, you know, depending on the fuel, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers in this pack. 5 of them are on the lead lap. That's why I said a pack of 5. You got 10 drivers right here that need to work together, minimize the checkups. We very well could see one of these 5 that are in this pack as the race winner at the end of this race.
And I'll be fair, once they introduce the new damage model, you can push a lot better. So honestly, it can let 2 drivers just kind of take control of the pack, and then it just drags everyone along. I mean, they added the new damage model to the Gen 6 car, and honestly, you could tandem in those things. Me and Michael Walls did that in a SGRL preseason race a couple weeks ago, and we got 2 seconds ahead of everyone else because he just wouldn't stop pushing me so dang hard. But it's okay because I could take it. I think that last lap, SBL, PBR, Wareham pack really made a decent inroads to the smaller pack. So
oh yeah, they're closing. It's 23.6 seconds. It's a big gap. 18 laps to go. 17 and a half for Jurgismeyer.
And this is something where fuel. It's such a shame that he's leading because you just don't save as much gas being in the lead because you're the one pushing all that air. You're the one with the most drag on your car. And,
some guys pitting?
I don't know if those were how many of those were lappers.
A couple of them. Melton was the only non-lapper in that pack that came down pit road. So now it's 4 drivers that are on the lead lap. That's going to make it even tougher for these guys as far as the numbers game goes. But again, they can get together, start pushing hard. They might be all right. Lon's looking a little high. I think he's just trying to get some air on that nose. You know, the other thing about this that I think is kind of funny. Jurgismeyer, Garikoff, Dominic Lee, those drivers are brand new to this series.
You're right.
Kyle Lamont, not brand new, but he's never raced a full-time season.
I was about to say, I'm obviously having only raced one full-time season, but he is a I would call a veteran of our series, and I think I've raced with him at he's count on one hand.
He is former winner too. He's a really good short track racer. Showing up tonight, he's doing such a great job. But I think it is kind of funny, you know, the names that you would think be up front. I mean, they have been up front, yes. But right now, again, if that pack does not catch these guys, one of these 4 could win it.
Sure. Yeah, it all depends on that fuel number. I wish I didn't completely be a bad color commentator and not know.
It's okay, the producer doesn't even know.
Hey, it's first race jitters is what we've got, everyone. It won't be like that every week.
The only thing that the producer knows is file, save. That's what I learned last night. Shout out Cameron Caldwell. Jurgismeyer, come on. Karakov and Lee. They are sitting in a good spot. I mean, 14 to go, coming to 13 to go, and there is a 19.6 second gap back to Jeffrey Armistead. See here, they're entering one. And Armistead exiting fourth. There's Armistead at the line now. And they're going to have a Matt Steiner just ahead. A little bit of too wide in the back. So they are closing. I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's just going to come down to whether they've got the fuel or not.
Now, last season, it was McCorkle, wasn't it?
It was. He came very close to saving enough fuel. I think what I said is if he had just a few more people with him on that, I think they could have made it work.
Oh, yeah. And once everybody else realized that McCorkle was out, then it wasn't organized chaos. It was pure chaos.
Very true.
This guy's just praying that there's not a caution. Praying that the laps continue to wind down. Only one caution so far, which came at the end of lap 25, which was for the stage.
I believe we're going to have two straight, if I don't straight, very clean Daytona races.
Especially, this one had 40 drivers to start. We had 3 drivers have to go home early.
Yeah, like Justin Durand, I think it was on the previous podcast. Man, this is going to be chaotic. That's what I expected. That's what I expected too. To be fair, I expected it last season. You expect it when you go to Daytona. But especially with 40 drivers and a decent amount of new ones that, it's really hard to race around new people or people you're not familiar with because you don't know their tendencies yet. So it could just create chaos just because of that alone. And if everyone's just minding their P's and Q's and doing a really good job. So everyone in this race deserves a lot of credit, even if you money bag your engine. That was me. I'm sorry.
I'm not laughing, Cam. I'm not laughing.
Oh, goodness.
Buddy, please, you don't hear laughing coming out of me. 9 to go. Jergensmeyer.
You could join me on the list of on the list of people that have made really stupid mistakes. It's not just me anymore.
Uh-oh.
And you're gonna get fined after that.
Right here we got Jeffrey Armistead.
And that lead pack is kidding.
Oh, man.
We know where the race for the win's gonna be.
There's not enough time for them to just get a splash and go. Here we go. 2 wide now. Honestly, if you just came down pit road, you might be the safe bet.
You might be safe.
Here we go. Wareham, Armistead, side by side for the race lead. Josh Arnold pushing Wareham. The 84 Locklear right behind Arnold. It is SBLD 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. Zachary Wareham Racing on top with PBR in tow. Oh, Wareham blinking a little bit. That's not what Josh Arnold wants to see.
Makes it really hard to push. You lose your focus a little bit there, but he's doing a good job.
Driver's going down to the bottom. Wareham gonna clear the bottom line. He's staying high with Arnold. Josh Arnold squeezes down. They make it.
Great job of pushing there. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. That was great. Let's see if Locklear can make anything happen with that Probst behind. That is. Wareham went up. He's going to get shuffled out of line.
He's in the sucker hole. I think Jeffrey Armistead pushed Josh Arnold really well, and I don't even think Josh Arnold meant to get underneath Zachary Raham there. I would have to look at the replay, but far back. He's got the help now.
You want to know where the ham is? It went to the outside line. Wareham is with his teammate McGill. He can just get up there. Oh, man. PBR controlling this race.
Insane. We talked about SBLD all race, and PBR's got a lockout right now.
Josh Arnold on the bottom, Locklear up top. Arnold, no teammate behind him. Locklear with Probst in tow. Those Zachary Wareham Racing guys, you know, if they want, they might be able to go for a third line. 5 to go in the RPS Marketing 200. Which actually is 250. We just can't math. I noticed it a long time ago. I just didn't say anything. Camp.
I didn't even think about it. I assumed it was just right.
Oh my goodness. I try so hard not to show biasness, but I'm telling you, as a team owner of 3 of the guys. Oh, there's a wreck!
That was Zachary Raham, and they're still wrecking behind
they're
him.
still wrecking. That was some PBR violence.
I jinxed it.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is it makes me so nervous. I try not to show the PBR, bias there, but you're so nervous in that case. And
well, I'm gonna tell you this, all right? I know. Obviously, that 2001 Daytona 500 when DW was rooting on Mikey, we all know he was biased. We all know how big of a deal that was for him and his family. It's okay to be a little biased. Don't be scared.
we're going to go ahead and show the replay. Well, maybe.
This down a little bit. If we could break it.
Watch the 98 back here. Wareham. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh my God! What?
It's like a.
Oh, up. What the?
He just.
I think he blew up. And it's just so hard to, like, it's such a bang bang thing. You can't really react to it that quickly. It's like someone slamming on the brakes in front of you, right? Where it's like. We can react to a certain extent, but no, it's just impossible. Someone else with very bad luck. Zach Probst in that bill there, so I wouldn't be shocked if that engine expired on that truck.
You know, so I just rode on board. I did not hear him blow up. I'm wondering if he ran out of fuel.
We're gonna have to get an interview then. I don't know. I can't hear. So I would have to. We gotta figure that one out.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I want to do is I want to talk to this guy right here. Hey, Dawson, it's boys up the booth. Got a copy?
Got you loud and clear, boss man.
Hey, Dawson, you are in 5th place right now. The costume just came out. We're going to have a green-white checkered, I'm sure, here. How's the nerves?
Can't say they're low, that's for sure. You know, we had a great strategy working out there. Brett has been very good with these super strategies, and we got up here at this position to where we have a chance to contend for the win. Kind of was wishing it would go green all the way. I think if we stayed green, we might have had a better shot than right now with everybody stacking up and being good on fuel for sure. But we'll see. And if I can't win it, I got Oscar and Jeffrey ahead of me, and see if I can shove one of them to victory.
All right. We'll let you get back up to it. Dawson Allen, driver the number 79. He's got an opportunity. I'm surprised, though, to hear him say he's calm. If it were me and I was in that position, my heart would be pounding right now.
I'm not calm. My heart rate, always goes up through the roof for this race. I love the competition. I love racing, and it's just, I don't know how you couldn't just have a little bit of your heart pumping when you're in these positions. It's what you live for.
I'll tell you what. So, iRacing does special events, and one of the special events. So there's a series that follows the NASCAR schedule, start to finish. It's the NASCAR iRacing series. They've got 4 full distance races, which are the special events that I'm talking about, and one of them is the Daytona 500. Last year, I won the Daytona 500, and my whole body went numb. I got so focused. It's the competitor in me. I wanted to win that race so bad, and I had I got to make this quick because the lights on the pace car are off. I had 2 great people in my ear, Cameron Caldwell and Adam Kuhn. And I kept hearing them say, you don't want to be leading off turn 4 on the final lap of the next gen. Because it just seemed like everybody was wrecking. I was in the lead on the final lap, coming off turn 4 in the next gen. And I got so worked up. When I crossed that line, I couldn't feel a thing anymore, and I started screaming. I was a Daytona 500 champion at that point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. That's gotta. I'm telling you, your heart's gotta be. I think Dawson's putting on a little bit of a poker face there. I think he's a little excited to have a chance at this win here.
PBR lined up on the bottom with Zachary Wareham racing, Austin J. McGill down there as well. And then it is SPLD lined up on top with Armistead up there. Enriquez as well. 2 laps to go. Green flag is in the air. Attempt number 1. Dawson Allen did not get going. Bottom line has the advantage right now. It's Locklear leading this race. Josh Arnold going to get to his tailgate. Those bottom 4 drivers lined up very well. Nathan Lehman just behind number 29 of Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
Where did he come from? We haven't said his name all night. The defending champion. He's right here at the end.
These guys, if they get to the white flag, the next, the checkered flag will be the next flag. If there's a caution beforehand, we will re-rack him and restack him. Right now, PBR on the bottom. Oh, contact there. A little bit too hard push. Josh Arnold to Jacob Locklear. Locklear going to go up to block. Armistead goes up. Locklear's in the sucker hole. Josh Arnold, he's going to be leading the bottom line. White flag is out one more time around here at Daytona. Is it going to be Arnold? Is it going to be Armistead? Can somebody else pull up the upset? There's going to be a wreck behind. We're going to stay right here as these drivers continue to go for the win. Arnold loose. Arnold saves on, holds on to it. He's going to
Gotta
get
off
loose.
him, man.
Now
goodness.
SBLD's Jeffrey Armistead up top. He's got the momentum. Nothing on the bottom. Jeffrey Armistead holding on to it. Here comes Brett Bennett. Brett Bennett's going to give a huge shove to Oscar Enriquez. But Jacob Locklear not out of it yet. What's going to happen? Who's going to make a move? Right now, Enriquez has it. Enriquez, he is going to win at Daytona.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oscar Enriquez won the pole, won the stage, and won the race. In a race that he said is going to be a one and done for him because he just does not have the Saturday nights free. Tonight was his free night,
And he got the dub.
and he got the dub.
There's a lot to unpack on that last restart there. That's crazy. I will say, I thought that top line that had Armistead and Enriquez was gone after that restart because Dawson didn't get that good of a launch. But Oscar was able to push Armistead and everyone was able to catch back up to them, and they had the numbers then. And then he made some great moves to get his truck in victory lane.
Top 3 drivers, SBLD.
How cruel is it that Brett Bennett finished the second out of that too?
Bridesmaid once again. All those drivers doing burnouts, those are SBLD drivers. So happy one of their drivers has won. It's crazy. The amount of drivers SBLD has. They don't win a lot of league races. Adam Kuhn in there as well. Having some fun. Oh my! Even the Sega Moreno going in.
I saw that coming. I saw him leaving the spit box. I'm like, he's gonna go there and be goofy.
Yeah, so you mentioned it. We've got a lot to unpack from this. I don't know where to start. I mean, I know I saw, I believe, David Durand.
Yeah, on the last lap there, I saw him go around, and that's probably the start of that.
That's not far enough.
Let's unpack this.
Aerial shot, I'm sure, is the best one. See the sucker hole there and a little bit of movement. Amon, the Durand brothers, Shane O'Neill. David Durand kept going, though.
Yeah, that's true.
David finishing
this foot in
16th.
it. Yeah, he kept this foot in it. Justin just kind of shot the middle, and that was just, it was just so much jockeying. I don't really want to put that on anyone. That was just a last lap at Daytona type of thing where you expect that.
And here's the move that got Enriquez the win. He waited till he was clear, pulled down. He had no help. Tried side draft. Brett Bennett went down to block Locklear. Bennett got right on the bumper of Enriquez. Just started shoving. Can't go below the double yellow line here in this league. Otherwise, I'm sure Bennett would have tried that.
Oh, for sure.
No, and I mean, I wouldn't blame him. At that point, you know, he couldn't have gone up. He could have gone down, though. But with the double yellow line rule, did not allow Brett Bennett to do so. Incredible drive by Brett Bennett, though.
Yeah, when initially Oscar had no one to go, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be Jeffrey Armistead or Dawson, but Brett Bennett comes and helps him out. And man, Brett gave some very good pushes there, by the way. That was some power moves.
These guys going through the road course. getting a little bit pre Daytona 24 hours of Daytona going. Some SBLD drivers go into that. Oscar is not. Brett Bennett is. Jeffrey Armistead is. I'm not an SBLD guy, but I will be there with these guys, hanging out with them. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. Let's go ahead and start talking to our drivers. Starting with Jeffrey Armistead. Actually, you know what? I'm real quick. Jeffrey's probably confused right now. That's okay.
Probably very. He's probably like, man, I'm ready for my interview.
Because I just dragged him down and then I put him back up. So,
Yes.
it's been a minute since I've done this. Let me find the button.
Oh, goodness.
Here we go. Race results. I don't know if this is supposed to be playing like this, Cam. Oscar Enriquez with the race win. Brett Bennett, P2. Bridesmaid, once again. Jeffrey Armistead bringing it home, P3. Jacob Locklear, P4. Dawson Allen, 5th. Austin J. McGill, 6th. Alex Kerfan, my pick to win, finished the 7th. Ethan Fonseca Moreno in 8th. Dominic Lee bringing it home, 9th. And Nathan Lehman finishes in 10th. That's the starting grid, Josh.
You want me to go along with it?
Go right on ahead.
Okay, yes. Andrew Elias brings his Ford F-Series truck home in 11th. Josh Arnold finishing 12th. I honestly don't know how he finished 12th. I thought he went spinning down and crashed. So he finished 12th. Nathan Fuller coming home 13th. Michael Wallace coming home 14th. I mean, the weapon coming home 14th. 15th for Tristan Maher. 16th for David Durand. 17th for Matthew Kerkhoff. We figured that out. 18th for Alonso Chicano. 19th for Matt Steiner. And right at top 20 is Cody McCorkle.
21st going to be Sean Kissany. Dakota Knoll, 22nd. Jonathan Canfield, 23rd. Christopher Melt, 24th. Justin Duran, 25th. Kyle Lamont, 26th. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, 27th. Jared Burns, 28th. Zachary Wareham, 29th, if you want to know where the hand is at. And 30th, Shane O'Neill.
31st was Brian Haynes. 32nd was Brandon Hinton. 33rd was Tyler Watermolen. 34th was Pete Dillon. 35th was Adam Kuhn. 36th is Michael White. Zach Probst finishes 37th. Jared Wilson, my pick, he left after his incident on pit road, finishes 38th. Ryan Bogey finishing, Cameron Caldwell finishing 39th. He was a little cheeky and got that spot. And finishing 40th is Ryan Bogey.
All right, now let me find... There we go. There it is. Found it. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk to our drivers that we're going to interview, starting with Jeffrey Armistead. What a race there. I'm telling you guys, SBLD did an amazing job. And you guys were right there when it mattered. I'm a little hurt internally that my PBR guys didn't get it done, but I'm so happy for SBLD. Jeffrey, you coming home in 3rd. Walk us through those final laps.
Yeah, it all kind of started way before when we first made our first pit stop under green, where we got in line and were able to just chug until the next pit stop, and we were able to maintain control of that group that we were with, and got really tight there until that I think someone might have blown up for that actual caution for cause, but we were able to stick together for most of that, and then when they both took the bottom coming to that restart, we knew we were going to go all Oscar and myself at least would go line up outside and try to push, and I forget who was leading, but obviously coming to the white, a huge block was thrown off 4, and I was able to barely squeeze between that block in the wall. Oscar stayed with me, and it was really tight. Obviously, all the way off two. I'm not sure exactly what happened below me, but once that happened, I kind of felt like I was probably a sitting duck with Oscar able to generate a huge run, and I figured if I go low, he was going to go low or go high with help behind him, and vice versa. So I held it high. I was really hoping Dawson would be able to get enough of a push to me to get me at least side by side to try to side draft. But all in all, really happy to bring it home third. I really felt like our entire team did a good job of controlling what we could in that race, and even if we weren't leading, we were maintaining control of the pack. Oscar especially, he and I drafted well all night long, both when I was pushing him and then when he was pushing me. So unfortunate that I was not able to get the win, but I'm glad that we were able to get an SPLD, I think 4 of the top 5, and then a podium sweep. So it was a great start to the year. It was a very fun race. A lot of it was very strategy oriented, but at the end there, it definitely tightened up. We were able to come through.
Now, one thing I want to ask you, of course, we had top 4 or so drivers all out there way ahead of you guys, and then they came down pit road. Was there anything going through your mind? Did you think they could make it? Because it really didn't look like the pack that you guys were in were going to catch them on speed. So did you think that they had to still pit, or what was kind of the mindset then?
Yeah, I kind of did some math in my head, seeing how the delta was changing every lap, and I could tell that we weren't going to catch them on speed. And then we were talking about when they pitted, which I think was probably 65-ish or so. And we all basically said if the miracle happens and they somehow had enough gas to make it, then tip of the cap to them. But we were fairly certain that they were going to have to pit, and it ended up happening.
All right, well, sponsors, shout-outs, who gets it done for that number 20 machine?
Yeah, I don't really have any official sponsors, but shout out to JCTV. I got you guys on the truck. Waffle House, got to rep my local Atlanta brands, Home Depot, and as always, Buc-ee's.
All right. Congrats on the podium. I know you're not a full-time driver, so looking forward to seeing you out there next time you are out there, and definitely I am excited to actually meet you at the Rolex soon.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to hopefully racing more in this league, and absolutely looking forward to meeting you and everybody else at the 24.
Jeffrey Armistead, your third place finisher tonight. We turn things over to John, who has Brett Bennett, the bridesmaid.
All right, Brett Bennett, you got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
I mean, this has got to be bittersweet. I mean, because you and your team did your strategy to perfection. You guys stayed together the whole race. And, of course, it ends with you finishing in second. Again, just walk me through your race and how your team got to where they did.
Yeah, it was really just a well-executed race. We had our plan the entire time. I know usually our plan's not to stay up front, but we all qualified towards the front, so a lot of us just stayed kind of up there the whole race. We kind of dropped back a little bit towards the beginning of stage 2, but wanted to pit early, and then our plan was to come pretty much as soon as the fuel window opened. I panicked and dove to pit road and barely made it to pit road when I saw all of PBR come in a lap before. We were planning to come on lap 72, which is when Dawson, Oscar, and Jeffrey all came, and then I was, meanwhile, decided just that when I saw all of PBR join, I just dove to pit road and prayed I could get it checked up in time, and I barely did. And then we were able to hold on the rest of the race. We were in a really good shape. We kind of got shuffled a little bit towards the end. Factory Wareham actually and PBR kind of pulled a really good move on me. They got me to think they were trying to generate a run high, so I went up to block it. And as soon as they did, they just dove below me and hung me out. But thankfully, I was able to get back in line, and eventually, I think it was Probst blew up top and opened it up. And then on that last restart, I wanted to make a move on Oscar, but I just had nowhere to go. I had to make a really aggressive move to the bottom just to get to Oscar's back bumper, and then I just pushed him hard all the way because, obviously I wanted to win, but I just didn't have the space to make a move that wasn't going to, kill multiple teammates. So I'm just really happy. It was a really good race for all of us, so great start to the season.
Yeah, so you mentioned great start to the season because last season you were on the cut line going into the final race, and this is a great way to kick it off. So maybe you won't be at the cut line, but any shout outs you want to give sponsors?
Yeah, as always, Wrigley Stats. I got the Valley Fire Department on my car. That's volunteer there, but man, it's Joseph Wrigley Stats. Check it out on Twitter. If you Twitter posts a lot of great stats about NASCAR. And also a great reporter, unlike some other reporters out there. Not gonna name any names, but thank rest of SBLD, Jeffrey, Oscar, Dawson, especially all three of us just had a great strategy and executed to perfection all race long. Tyler Watermelon, Matt Steiner, Shane O'Neill, they were all up there with us. They just didn't get on and off pit road as well as us, and unfortunately lost the draft. But Tyler Watermelon led his first laps in this league that were not in a race he won. Because up to tonight he had one lap led, which was the final lap at Talladega. So congrats to him for that. Shane O'Neill led his first laps. That's cool for him. I don't think Matt Steiner got to the lead, but he might have too. Just cool. All of our cars were up front. This was a really good race.
Matt Steiner, speaking of, he had a great save himself coming on the pit road.
I didn't see it, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he almost wrecked into Armistead, but he did a good job keeping it off him. So yeah, and listen to me right now. Now I'm talking to you. Your winning's coming. You're long overdue. Keep your head up.
Oh, I know. I am more than aware, but at the end of the day, I don't mind finishing second. That's how I'm going to compete for a championship this season, so it's just getting good results every race. So that's the main focus, and eventually we'll get to the win. Eventually we'll get the victory lane.
Yes, sir. That is your second place finisher, Brett Bennett. Thank you so much.
And now I have the man who is on the flags on the infield. The winner, Oscar Enriquez. Oscar, what a finish.
Yeah, that was an awesome finish. I was committed to pushing Jeffrey there. We had the chance to take the top lane and take control of it, and I had a lot of trust in Jeffrey. The entire race, me and him, I was pushing him, and I was able to make the move on him when the bottom was clear, and Brett gave me a great shove to the finish, and yeah.
You know, I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast that if there's two drivers from SBLD that I would pick and say these are the two drivers that work the best together at this kind of race, the two drivers that are always up front, it would be you and Jeffrey Armistead. And, I mean, it was all a team effort. All of SBLD was up there. You guys did an incredible job. So, you know, the move that got you the win. There was a hole down the back straightaway. You took it, and you had no help at first. I mean, kind of what was the mindset like at that point?
Yeah, at that point, you know, I was just hoping that someone was going to follow me in and give me a huge shove, and thankfully Brett came in there and absolutely gave me a monster shove in the corner. And yeah, that was very important.
Well, I know you heard about what was going on as far as getting a logo on Brayton Laster's Daytona or ARCA Daytona car. You've done it. I have a guess as to what it is already. I feel like I don't even have to ask. But I'm gonna anyway. Do you have a logo in mind that you're gonna put on Brayton's car?
No, possibly do. Probably only try. Right now.
That's not the answer I was expecting. I'll be honest. You know what I'm thinking.
There's a few things that you can have in mind right now.
Archibald.
You know what? That's a great idea.
I don't think so. But no, I really excited to see it on the car. Whatever it is that you do choose, I think it's an awesome opportunity and just awesome that Brayton is does what he does for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Big fan of Brayton Laster. He's an awesome guy out on the track. And to win here in the AMSOIL Truck Series and the one chance I have to race on a Saturday night is really awesome.
All right, well, sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for you behind that 74 machine?
I got to give a shout out to everyone at JCTV. All you guys are always put on a great show, and all my teammates at D. They're awesome people to race with. Yeah, I had a great night.
All right, congrats on the win, Oscar. I don't know when next time we'll see you here is, but looking forward to the next time that we do see you out on track, which I think might be slide job.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Oscar Enriquez, your race winner of the RPS Marketing 250, 200. John, I mean, this race, we had one more caution than we had last season. If you would have told me that at the start of the race, I would have said you're crazy. Because I knew how many cautions we had last season, last year, and it was one. It was the stage caution. And, I mean, just what are your thoughts from this race?
I am proud of everyone for mostly minding their P's and Q's. Obviously, on the last lap, it kind of had to play track, anything goes. But yeah, they all did a good job, and it's just part of it is just the way the strategy plays out at this first race, because whether we cut off the stage, it's a coin flip which strategy you should go with. I have a feeling Cody McCorkle came so close last season. I have a feeling if a one stop gets really organized and they are committed to it, it'll work. I have a feeling, but that'll have to wait until next season to see that. But yeah, I'm just really proud of everyone for minding their P's and Q's and being very respectful out there. And we saw a great finish, and Oscar and all SBLD put on a show there.
All right, well, I've been told no pressure, but I'm going to do it. Cam, you're in here, and we're not going to talk about your race. There's nothing to talk about. So,
that is for sure.
I love you, Cam.
Yeah.
There is a reason that we have pulled him in. So, Cam, just go ahead and tell us about what you've been working on.
Yeah, so, I don't, like you just said, I have nothing to say about my race, first of all, because really nothing happened until I money shifted and blew it up. So, it was fun to watch on out of the truck, and then had the JCTV broadcast on the side. But, so I've been working on a new broadcast theme for JCTV, which everyone who watched tonight got to see. I've been working on it off and on for probably the last 4 or 5 months, I'd say. Really been cranking it out the last week, though, and trying to get ready for 2024 in JCTV. Technically debuted last night with NAOR. It was a little bit of an abbreviated version, as a few things didn't work the way they should have, but we got that fixed in time for tonight. And so there's a lot more that hasn't been shown just yet, but it will be between all the other broadcasts that are done. So be excited for that. I know Josh and Dawson will do a great job of showing it off. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. Very proud of it. That looked really good on tonight's broadcast. So hopefully everyone else enjoys the theme, the new ticker, and all that. But yeah, so it's been my little passion project that's been making me go insane. But it's basically done. Now we just get to, customize it and add a few more images to it, and then we'll be all set. So yeah, once again, hopefully everyone enjoys it. And it went well with a great race tonight. As the league owner, I'm going to get off topic here for a second, but as the league owner of the BSR AMSOIL Truck Series, I I'm just so happy with how this offseason went as far as recruiting goes and stuff. Did not think we were going to get over 40 to show up, and we did. And we had DNQs, which obviously sucks for the people who didn't qualify for the race, but it means that the league itself is really healthy. And now it's just a matter of maintaining that. So hopefully we get everyone to keep showing on up, and we'll have a great season. So I'm really happy that it was for the most part, it was a really clean race. So thought I put on a good show to really debut the new broadcast theme, and hopefully we put on a good show for the rest of the season.
All right. Well, thank you so much for everything that you've done for JCTV up to this point, and that you're going to continue to do. And thank you so much as well for putting on a great league that I love being a part of. And this broadcaster or broadcast league relationship is a lot different than other broadcast and league relationships, because Cam and I have go back before JCTV even started. Cam is the one that came up with the name JCTV. And so everything that you do, we definitely appreciate it. And I love the new ticker. I love the new package altogether. And I'm excited for what 2024 has in store.
For sure. Yeah, I've heard a handful of horror stories from talking to people who also work on broadcast teams about some leagues that don't handle their broadcasters very well. So I'm very lucky that as a league owner, I have such a great broadcast crew, and they're all great friends of mine. Still wish you were out on track. I equally wish both you and Dawson could race. Obviously, right now, as it stands, one of you has to broadcast if there's going to be a broadcast, but hopefully one day we'll be able to have both of you out on track while there's still a broadcast. But yeah, so thank you once again for stepping into the booth. I know you want to race really bad, but I also know you enjoy the broadcast side of it. So thanks for allowing us to share our racing publicly on YouTube.
And I definitely, want to say, as much as I love being out on track, I enjoy calling racing. Calling races like this, and I don't have to stress being out there because I'm up in the booth. So, but yeah, it's so much fun. I love it.
I mean, I know how you were sitting there towards the end of that race as the
Yeah.
PBR owner, and when that green white checkered took off, I was sitting here nervous too. And I didn't have any dog in the fight basically because my guys were out in the teens, so it had me nervous. I can only imagine how you were feeling. So
I'll tell you,
yeah,
Dale Earnhardt Jr. does such a great job in the Xfinity booths. When it comes to his junior motorsports drivers, and it's just obviously you want to cheer him on, and I know he does. I know he cheers on his drivers. And it's just hard, but my PBR guys, they did a great job, and congrats to SBLD on this win. I know this is huge for them. I feel like SBLD is the kind of team that believes that when one win, we all win. And
for sure. I mean,
you saw all of them out there.
Yeah, I think their post-race celebration confirms that for sure.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be a party in the SBLD camp for a little bit. It's probably going to transition to the Rolex 24, and the guy that won it isn't even going to be there. So, but John, any final thoughts from how this race went?
Yeah, I feel like I've said it all. It's just, yeah, but it's always fun to see an SBLD win, like y'all said. And it's the racing was fun, the strategy. It's such a coin flip. You never know which one's gonna play out. But the two-stop played out today, and then we got an exciting green white checker finish, which is the Daytona and Talladega special, I guess. And I think it's a great start to the season. It's so much positive momentum for this league, and I'm really excited for it. Now the question is, Cam, do you want me to race? you want Dawson and Josh to be able to race? You want me to race?
I mean, I think some of the I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for other Radius members, but I think some prefer you stay in the booth because they want a chance to win. So,
just Josh.
I mean, let me say after Phoenix and Charlotte last season, I started to understand their frustration a little bit.
What did I do?
Oh, you didn't do anything. It was just like, what else could I have done at that point? But,
just saying.
yeah. No, I mean, you're also totally free. You know the new rules, so
Yes, sir.
it's all up to you.
Except then I won't have a co-commentator.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
I need you,
because I am
Parker.
going to do races.
I
We
need
need to figure that out because I will do some races. So I don't know.
I'm here with Grace the cat. We're going to commentate this race.
All right, Josh, finish this up.
All right, so incredible race that we saw tonight. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season, how it's going to play out. Our next broadcast is going to be Tuesday night for the Slide Job Racing League. It's going to be the Icebreaker Clash, and I don't think it has been confirmed what car track combo they're going to use. They did a vote, and I can tell you what is leading the vote right now, but I don't know if the voting is closed. Of course, it wasn't really close, I don't believe.
The car choice definitely wasn't close. Because I gave the next gen a pity vote because those things are blast on plate tracks and no one voted for it. I don't know. I'm crazy, I guess.
Do you have the... I don't even know where it was posted at.
Daytona's leading, I think, right now
Polls.
for the
Okay.
track.
Yeah.
And the Xfinity car is going to win the vote. There's no reason to talk about that. It's going to be the Xfinity car.
Yeah.
I'm the one who gave the next gen a pity vote.
I
I think the Gen 6 should have been on that, by the way, because those are fun up plate, really fun up plate tracks, too.
So Daytona is leading by 3 points over, or 3 votes over Atlanta Super Speedway. Make that 4 votes now because somebody just voted.
Someone's trolling me, dude.
So anyway, that'll be our next broadcast is for the Clash, which is going to happen. And yeah, somebody is definitely messing with it right now. So anyway, big shout out to all the admins, the fans, the drivers for making this all possible. I had an absolute blast up here this race, and I cannot wait for the next one. So big shout out. Thank you to Jonathan Parker for being in the booth. And on behalf of Jonathan Parker and the entire outstanding crew here at JCTV, I'm Joshua Coppernell signing off, saying so long, and we will see you next time.
It's all I can afford right now. When it struggles to start, no, it won't turn over. But he was laughing when I signed the deal. The distance between point A and the end of the day, it feels like forever. Well, maybe I'm just asleep at the wheel, running on empty. Gas ain't cheap. Can't change the tail light. There's something